Let you all open all your three eyes.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
In this sacred manual of power manifestation, which serves as a scriptural authority containing the Shastra Pramanas, eternal unchangeable truths, Apta Pramanas, Atma Pramanas, Sakshi Pramanas, and Prataksha Pramanas, we present to you the various powers of Paramashiva. By this, we place before humanity the supreme authenticity of the power manifestation science established by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness Nithyananda Paramashivam. Paramashiva has systematically revealed these powers in their purest forms as various techniques and revelations to experience pure oneness with Paramashiva. As a direct experience of oneness with Paramashiva, his Shaktis powerfully manifest in an initiated being at different levels of human consciousness, physicality, physiology, psychology, and neurology permanently. We offer these power manifestation manuals to celebrate your experience of oneness with the Supreme Paramashiva. Nithyanandam.
Nithyanandam, Jnana Paddhati Manual, under the guidance of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyaadilakshya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is power manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself explaining what is power manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, playing with life, playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Now let's understand who is Paramashiva. Bhagavan himself has beautifully explained the Paramashiva in all of us.
Paramashiva does manifestation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion and liberation. He resides in his supreme Paramashiva Swarupa as Ajomuha or Adhomuha, unborn, beyond form, formlessness. Is Paramashiva Swarupa. That Paramashiva Swarupa manifests with these 5 faces as Sadashiva, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Ahora, Satyojata, Ishana. 5 faces he manifests and does the Panchakritya, Srishti, manifestation, Sthiti, sustenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Trobhava, pulling out of delusion, Anugraha, liberation. Understand? He does all these 5 jobs. Through these 5 phases. Now listen carefully. Tatpurusham, Vamadevam, Satyojatam, Ahoram, Ishanam. These 5 phases does Panchakrityas. Each phase, each dimension is not just one F-A-C-E phase, P-H-A-S-E phase. It's not just F-A-C-E, P-H-A-S-E. Understand? The creation, not just creation getting created, even sustenance need to be created, destruction need to be created, and pulling out of delusion need to be created, liberation need to be created. Then creation, manifestation need to be maintained. Maintenance, sthiti itself need to be maintained. Destruction, samhara, the rejuvenation need to be sustained, maintained when it is happening. Pulling out of delusion, trobhava, need to be maintained when it is happening. And anugraha, liberation, need to be maintained when it is happening. Those micromilliseconds when it is happening. So understand, Satyojata Murti as 5 phase, Ishana Murti as 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti as 5 phase, Agora Murti has 5 phase, Tatpurusha Murti has 5 phase. So, Tatpurusha Murti as is 5 phase, Agora Murti has is 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti has is 5 phase, Satyojata Murti has his 5 phase, Ishana Murti has his 5 phase. All these 5 Murtis, 5 phases put together is 25 phases of Mahasadashiva.
Bhagavan beautifully explained Paramashiva. Now, who is His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam is a reviver of Kailasha, the ancient Enlightenment civilization, the great cosmic borderless nation. Is an avatar from and is a Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam has made Science of Power Manifestation Yoga temple-based university for humanity, Sovereign Order of Kailasha, led by His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam and Nithyananda Order of Monks, Nuns, Hindu diasporas are working for global peace to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nithyananda Hindu University, world's largest with extended campus in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time-capsuling, decoding, spreading and reviving 20 million source books of Hinduism and 64 sacred arts, science like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu, and many more. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam is 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shamalapita Sarvanyapita, ancient apex body of Hinduism and present emperor of Suryavamsa Surangi Swamrajyam. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam has survived the worst persecution of multiple assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. Beautifully, Bhagavan now explains who is His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Everything is infinitely powerful. You realize your potentiality. You establish yourself in the completion, space of completion. You are God, that's all. All of us are gods. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body. Both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. Sangha is a place where the tattvas are taught to you, and till it becomes satya, you are supported. Akhadas are basically founded by Sadashiva himself. All is ganas, Shiva ganas. Exactly the word gana means. In your length, breadth, depth, if you are filled by Shiva, you are Shiva gana. All the Shiva ganas formed the first Akhada. Later on, much later, Kapila Muni organizes Mahanirvani Akhada. Then all other Akhadas. Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada, the oldest apex body of Hinduism, I welcome every one of you. What I am teaching is from original Agamas Yogapada. The science very clearly declares, Sadashiva is very clear, manifestation of these powers happen when you experience oneness with Sadashiva. choose your guru, the best thing is find a person who is enlightened, experienced, who can play with energy, who can directly transmit experience to you, and who is in tune with the original Shastras, the source of the knowledge. All the revealed scriptures available about the yoga directly by Sadashiva for you to do research, study, practice, question the people who teach.
The science of power manifestation is a gift to the humanity which is authentic, time-tested, scientific and foolproof. Diksha, or the initiation from His Divine Holiness, Nithyananda Paramashiva, makes the science directly an experience for the initiates. The experience is directly authenticated by the Pramanas. The Shastra Pramanas, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Veda and Agamas. The Apta Pramanas, the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamars, Alvars and Siddhars, who are the authority of Hinduism, who have scientists who time-tested and verified the science of power manifestation. The Atma Pramanas are the avatar who land on the planet Earth to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashiva, this millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. Shakshi Pramanas, or the experience of the millions of disciples, devotees and followers initiated into the science of power manifestation by Bhagavan himself. Pratyaksha Pramanas, or the scientific studies which can be measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state.
Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati for power of consciousness over matter, moving coconut out of the hand. Let's go to Bhagavan Satsang for powerful cognition.
Shake the dust of the past. Not allowing the dust of the past settle on you in your being. Living alive, fresh is living enlightenment. If you start thinking, anyhow I have to exhale, why should I inhale? You will not be alive. People may say, after all I am going to die, why should I be alive? No. First thing, understand, when you say I have loved and been betrayed twice already in my life, no, you don't know love. Any moment you feel you have been betrayed, you have not loved. You have loved your frame about that person. That is why when that person is not fitting in your frame or going beyond your frame, you feel you have been betrayed. First thing, experience love in your very being. Come up. It may look little impractical, but I tell you, let the love become a strong experience in you. Start loving the persons, things as they are. Relate with them as they are by dropping your ideas, your frames. Constantly you will have fear. If I love them as they are, they may exploit me. I may be taken for granted. Please understand. The person who is having a deep fear of being exploited can never slip into love. Let the love become your very being, become your very source, become your very energy, become you. That's the first thing. Let it become you. When you say, I have loved and been betrayed twice already in my life, first thing, you would have loved your frame, and when that person is not fitting in that frame, when you try to possess that person and he is not fitting into that frame, you feel betrayed. Please understand. Love gives complete freedom. It does not suffocate the other person. Because you made other person feel suffocated, that is why you have the feeling he has betrayed you or she has betrayed you. So the first thing you need to understand, your love may be for the frame, not for the person. Many times I feel, even if somebody feels that they are not worthy of love, they are not worthy of my love, worthy of life, I feel very clearly there is no such thing as worth, being worthy. It is just flowing towards every being. So understand, if you think you have loved and been betrayed, you have not known love. Raise the quality of your love little more than what you think. Unless you raise the quality of your love, you will not experience love. You will only feel you have been betrayed. That's the first thing. Second thing, how can I trust and love again? That's an important thing. The only way you can do is drop the dust, drop the dirt of the past. Be alive. Stand up again and start loving the person. Raise the quality of your love. See, when you start loving, you will have two things. One part of you radiates love. The other part of you, which has so many calculation, the material ingredients. Reduce the material ingredient part. Increase the pure love zone. Understand, when you increase the pure love zone, not only to one person, you will be radiating it to the whole world. Continuously. Even if somebody betrays you, when you have the memory about that person, you will not feel that person has betrayed you. I can say from my own experience, so many people think that somebody has betrayed me, or even somebody thinks they betrayed me. In my heart, when I remember them, I have only deep love, pure love, simple love for them. Understand, be more and more centered on love. In your love, increase the friendliness ingredient more and more than the calculation ingredient. Less and less calculation ingredient, more and more friendly ingredient, you will radiate pure love which never feels betrayed. I can tell you, feeling the pure love which never feels betrayed is the highest blessing can happen to you. That's the highest, greatest blessing. Feeling pure love without feeling betrayed by anything or anybody is living enlightenment. Thank you. Next question. Dear Swamiji, is the transition from physical love to higher love dependent on the other person? No. It is not dependent on the other person. It is dependent on you. How much that love becomes an intense experience in you, independent of the other person and other things. Please understand. When that love from the physical form, when it goes to the higher form, not only it is independent of the other person, it is independent of even the memory of the other person. It becomes a pure life, pure aliveness, pure energy, pure being. So it is not dependent on the other person, it is independent of the other person. Next, in this itself there is a question. Is it possible only when at least one or both the beings are evolved? No. No need for both the beings to be evolved. Even if one being is evolved, that is enough for the whole process, that one being evolved not only will raise himself or herself continuously, by the very presence he will raise the other person also. By his very action, lifestyle, he or she will raise the other person also. If one of them is enlightened, then does it help to raise the consciousness of the other? Yes. If one person is enlightened, that is enough to raise the consciousness of the other person. It just raises the energy and consciousness of the other person to a completely different scale, different height, different energy. So be very clear. Even if one person is evolved or interested in evolving, is enough to achieve the higher dimensions of love. You don't need both the persons. You see, the spiritual experience does not depend on the other person. It just purely depends on you. It is you alone, nothing else. Next question. I have had so many relationships in my life, but I don't feel satisfied. Are more and more relationships the solution for this? Otherwise, how can I move beyond? This is the... Please understand, just changing the persons will not help. Change the person inside. That is the only way to help. Changing the persons outside will not lead you to fulfillment. Change the person inside, only that will lead you to fulfillment. I always tell people, like changing the car and house and spouse, it's almost become a fashion in the life. No. Changing the outer person is not going to help. Change the inner person. That's the only way to move beyond. That's the only way to go beyond. Otherwise, if you have more and more and more relationships, constantly changing the person, you will see a deep depression, frustration and emptiness in your life. That is going to be the end. Change the person inside, you will go beyond.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained the powerful cognition. Let's see the Shastra Pramana.
The Shastra Pramana for the power of consciousness over matter, silicon, is taken from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 120, Dharana 95. Kvachid vastuni vinyasya shanair drishtim nivartayet tajnanam chitta sahitam devi shunyalayo bhavet. Kvachid vastuni vinyasya shanair drishtim nivartayet tajnanam chitta sahitam devi shunyalayo bhavet.
Bhagavan Paramashiva beautifully explains the Sutra 120 Dharana 95 from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Having fixed one's eyes on a particular object, one should slowly withdraw the sight from the object as well as slowly eliminate the knowledge of that object along with the thoughts and impression of it. Then, O Devi, one abides in Sunya, the state where there is nothing other than this exists, which is a state of all-inclusive or infinity. Bhagavan beautifully says how we are understanding the love for others only based on the knowledge. When we eliminate the knowledge or their beauty or their characteristics or any of the impression that we have on them, if we drop everything and the pure love, how much we are in love with us, the more and more deeper that we are in love with us,
will radiate as love for others. It's not love for others which is radiating in us. We constantly get confused where we think love for others is how the others respond, behave, the attributes, all these are. But Bhagavan beautifully points out it's about all you, you, and you. The more of you, let the dust settle on you, the decision, it'll lead to confusion. The more and more the depth you have in you, the more you love yourself, and more you will be radiating the love for others and the whole humanity. So beautifully, the Shastra Pramana explains that, and it says all inclusive and infinity. You will be in infinity love when you are in the state of oneness with Paramashiva, the deepest part of love of you. Bhagavan beautifully gives the Apta Pramana here to Ramanuja's small village and completely pledged everything in it, including Ramanuja's favorite deities of Vishnu. Ramanuja went to Mughal king and convinced him to give it back to him. The Mughal king agreed and took him to a vast storage area where hundreds and hundreds of deities were stored. Ramanuja just called out, Challapillai, and immediately his beloved deity of Vishnu immediately came into his arms. You can see in this short clipping.
फकीर, सुना आपने? हमारी प्यारी शहजादी के साथ आपके भगवान खेलते हैं, उसे छोड़कर कहीं नहीं जाते।
दिल्ली सम्राट, हम यहाँ अपने भगवान के आदेश पर ही उन्हें लेने आए हैं।
ऐसा है तो आप ही इन्हें बुलाइए। शहजादी को छोड़कर अगर ये आपके पास आ गए तो फिर आपके, नहीं तो।
यदि प्रभु की इच्छा इस अकिंचन दास की परीक्षा लेने की है तो फिर कोई दूसरा मार्ग नहीं है।
ये हमारे हैं, हाँ ये हमारे हैं, और ये हमें छोड़कर कहीं नहीं जाएंगे। हाँ हम कह रहे हैं अब्बा हुजूर, ये हमें छोड़कर कहीं नहीं जा सकते। ये सिर्फ हमारे हैं अब्बा हुजूर, ये हमें छोड़कर कहीं नहीं जा सकते। हम जानते हैं अब्बा हुजूर, ये हमें छोड़कर कहीं नहीं जा सकते।
हे प्यारे, चलिए चलिए, यह सारा संसार आपके दर्शनों के लिए व्याकुल है। अब और विलंब न कीजिए नाथ, चलिए चलिए नाथ।
नामुमकिन अल्लाह, ऐसा अजब रिश्ता भला कैसे हो सकता है?
अब्बा हुजूर, आप तो बादशाह हैं और हम आपकी प्यारी बेटी। हमें इस तरह तन्हा छोड़कर ये नहीं जा सकते। अब्बा हुजूर, रोक लीजिए इन्हें, रोक लीजिए ना अब्बा हुजूर, रोक लीजिए इन्हें, रोक लीजिए।
दिल्ली सम्राट, आप वचनबद्ध हैं।
ठीक है, हमने आपसे वादा किया था, आप अपने भगवान को ले जा सकते हैं।
अब्बा!
बेटी, हमारे खजाने में एक से बढ़कर एक बेमिसाल बुत हैं, तुम कोई दूसरा ले लो।
नहीं अब्बा हुजूर, नहीं अब्बा हुजूर, अगर आप हमें जिंदा देखना चाहते हैं तो हमें इनसे जुदा मत कीजिए, मत कीजिए अब्बा हुजूर, हमें इनसे जुदा मत कीजिए।
ऐ अजीम फकीर, अगर आप इन्हें हमारी बेटी से जुदा न करें, तो बदले में हम आपसे वादा करते हैं कि अब किसी भी मंदिर को नहीं लूटेंगे और सारे बुत वापस कर देंगे।
हे सम्राट, हम अपने भगवान के बिना नहीं रह सकते और वे भी हमारे पास ही रहना चाहते हैं।
ऐ खुदा, वजीर आजम, आपका क्या मशवरा है? इस कश्मकश से हमें बाहर निकालिए।
बादशाह सलामत, इतिहास गवाह है कि हमारे हिंदू धर्म में जिन कन्याओं ने भगवान से प्रेम किया है, उनको भगवान ने अपनाया है।
तो ठीक है अब्बा हुजूर, हम भी इनके बिना नहीं रह सकते। अब आप हमें इनके साथ जाने की इजाजत दे दीजिए।
ऐ फकीर, अपने भगवान के साथ आप हमारी प्यारी शहजादी को भी ले जाओ।
ठीक है सम्राट, संभवतः प्रभु को यही स्वीकार है। वे अपने प्रेमियों का त्याग कभी नहीं करते।
ठीक है ऐ बुलंद फकीर, हम अपनी चश्मो चिराग शहजादी को अपनी बेशुमार दौलत के साथ रुखसत करते हैं। अब आप ही इसके सरपरस्त हैं।
ये भगवान श्री राम प्रिय जो हमारे पुत्र बनकर हमारी गोद में विराजे हैं, यही हमारी संपत्ति हैं। इसलिए अब इन्हें संपत कुमार के नाम से जाना जाएगा।
श्री संपत कुमार भगवान की, श्री संपत कुमार भगवान का, श्री संपत कुमार जनक श्री अतिराज की, श्री संपत कुमार जनक श्री अतिराज का।
Moving to Atma Pramana are Swamiji's Leela. Bhagavan beautifully narrates, if I have something that has power to will and command and make the matter obey, then I have the consciousness which is ultimate. If this consciousness can move this hand, why not it move the air next to it? Why not it move the stone next to the air? Why not it move the hill next to the stone? The powerful cognition started manifesting as powers. Bhagavan beautifully narrates how he started moving the consciousness over matter.
So available on the surface and so deep in the being. Using that powerful eyes, he was looking into me. Of course, that is too much. So naturally, sleep disappears. I'll describe the scene. The next word is Sami. That's the way he used to call me, because that is the way my whole family used to address. I had hundreds of names given and self-given. And it continues even now. But most used name is this Swami. Even my mother used to call me as Swami only. From the time I remember me, I never heard any other word from my mother. Even as a baby, as a child, I always heard only she calling me, addressing me as a Swami. Never I have heard from her the name my parents have given. It's only Swami. So, Arunagiri Ishwara uttered the word Swami. The moment he called Swami, I just sat up and the eye and eyes got locked. His eyes and my eyes got locked. He raised the right hand with a gesture. Are you able to raise your hand? So the meaning is, are you able to do what you want? It was not verbal. It was like a show. So naturally, I responded. Means I moved my hand and showed, yes, I can. Suddenly, Onada. It just clicked and I started laughing. He started laughing. Laughing. Both of us were laughing for 10 minutes. Understand? I'll tell you exactly what happened in me. When you have a consciousness which can command and execute something that is one with ultimate, so you are ultimate. I know now with this theory there will be 100 questions, doubts you may have. All that we can digest, grind, burn next. But the first click is right. That first click was so powerful. The words uttered were only 2 words. Swami. Then he showed through the gestures, are you able to move the right hand? So I responded in the same way, gestures, not words. Yes, I can move. What is there? So just when this gesture, question, answer was going on, I could understand very clearly what he is trying to convey. If you have a consciousness which can command and make the matter, body is matter, make the matter obey, listen, you are carrying, which is ultimate. You are the consciousness which is ultimate. Onada. Like something hit on my forehead. It was such an ecstasy, blossoming, flowering.
Beautiful. Let's go to Shakshi Pramana. Shakshi Pramana are the millions of disciple devotees all over the world who are initiated by Bhagavan, manifesting the powers of Paramashiva. Here we have the moving of coconut on the hand, another's hand. Let's watch the demonstration. With this, let's go to the instruction to know how to manifest the power of consciousness over matter and Pratyaksha Pramana, the scientific study behind it.
Nithyanandam, we will now begin the Pratyaksha Pramana, scientific studies on the avatar. Vedic science declares experientially that all aspects of the universe are consciousness. Matter is simply projected consciousness. Pure consciousness pervades everything, being potential with the bursting force of subtle vibration, spanda, quality of Shiva, until there is an emergent manifestation of the energy which is called Shakti. The supreme pontiff of Hinduism, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam. It is important to realize that Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam is the only avatar who has agreed to be scientifically evaluated, both in terms of his own body as well as the changes he brings about in other beings. However, it is astonishing to note that his avataric attributes and powers are exactly as defined by the 5,000 years old Hindu yogic science after extensive observation and study. Now it is being tested and proven by modern science also. So now let us take a look at how these scientific studies present the measuring effects of being in the enlightenment state through the very imaging brain activity of Bhagwan himself, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, who we lovingly address as Swamiji. Swamiji himself has been the subject of scientific studies since 2004, and over the past decade, an enormous amount of data about not only his altered states of neurophysiology, but that of his disciples as well, has continued to be recorded. This impressive array of data will be presented systematically now as the Pratyaksha Pramana. In 2004, a team of scientists led by Dr. Murali Krishna MD, President, Integris Mental Health Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, USA, conducted a series of state-of-the-art tests, including a PET scan, to study Swamiji's neurological system using the advanced technology of positron emission tomography or PET scan. The activity of Swamiji's brain in the state of samadhi was studied in details. There was a significant enhancement in activity of the lower portion of the mesial frontal area of the cerebral cortex. This region is the starting point of the Anya chakra, or what we call as the third eye, and connects to the limbic system and rest of the cerebral cortex. At the same time, the rest of the cerebral cortex was in the complete state of rest. So now let us take a look at the imaging brain activity. The very results of Swamiji's PET scan test were stunning. The dominant hemisphere of Swamiji's brain was more than 90% shut down. It was as if Swamiji's brain had packed and gone on vacation. It was quiet and still, completely at peace, and Swami had made it at will. The region which is the starting point of the Anya chakra, or the third eye, the lower portion of his mesial frontal area, lighted up in a very significant way. When we later asked Swami, what was he doing when the mesial frontal lobes lighten up? And he said he was opening his third eye. The third eye is considered by many to be the seat of the soul. Were we seeing an indication that deep meditation can open an area of the brain responsible for communicating with the divine, looking deep into the mysteries of self or creation? The PET scan revealed what Dr. Murali calls the brain D spot, standing for delight, the divine, or even dopamine, the chemical through which our bodies experience pleasure. Initial indications are that meditation can stimulate it. Source of this research in details can be studied and found in the Avatar Shastra, Chapter 1, Introduction, page 47. Science now shows and knows that both the electrons, which spin in the energy field located around the nucleus of the atom, and the nucleus itself are made up of nothing more than the oscillating energy grids. Solid matter, in the strict construction of the term, simply does not exist. Source is Project Stargate under Consciousness and Energy. Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam not only demonstrates all attributions and power of an avatar, but has also successfully transmitted many of them to thousands of disciples through the simple process of initiation or entanglement. Swamiji is the bridge between the invisible, ancient world of mysticism and the modern, visible world of science and discovery. Thank you. And Nithyanandam.
Setting up object for moving the coconut out of the hand. Set up the camera, set up the Jnana coconut or any object which is stable and a tape. Set up the camera and download the timestamp app, click on the video, ensure the time is seen on the screen very clearly. Make sure the camera is facing you vividly and clearly in a bright place and a quiet place. These are wide angle shots. Make sure these moments are captured for further entanglement. Guidelines. Turn on the video recording, apply the Jnana on your third eye and the object, bring your awareness to your third eye. Place the palm comfortably on the table or flat surface. Place the coconut or any round object on the palm with the very stable position. If it is coconut, please make sure the top is facing you. Through the third eye, start manifesting the power of consciousness over matter. If you feel that and see the movement of the object out of the hand, then you're manifesting the power. If you only feel the Kundalini energy, then you have started manifesting. Celebrate the whole manifestation through sharing, and you will simply see more and more manifestation happens. Verify your video is authentically recorded, and with the powerful cognition, share with your friends and families. Listen to others' testimonials on the power manifestation for entanglement.
Power manifestation instructions. Let's sit straight, the head, neck and back in a straight line, so that beautifully the Kundalini energy raises to the Agnya where the manifestation happens. Usually our awareness is on Muladhara, Swadhisthana and Manipuraha, where navel center, your below navel center. Here, bringing the awareness to your third eye and sitting straight will give us amazing possibility of power manifestation. Now let's understand few words that Bhagavan is repeatedly using. Shaktipada, oneness, be unclutched, initiation. So here first we will see in Bhagavan's words what is Shaktipada.
Let me give an introduction about what is Shaktipada process. Please understand. You would have seen or heard about how the chicken sits on the egg and hatches. Of course, in the modern countries, this does not happen. Machine sits on the egg and or egg sits on the machine. In those days, originally when hens and chicken were getting produced on the planet Earth, the hen used to sit on the chicken and hen used to sit on the egg and the chicken will come out of the egg. See, same way, Sadashiva, sitting means the ultimate cosmic energy sitting on the individual soul and making the individual soul into cosmic energy is Shaktipada. Hen sitting on the egg and making the chicken happen, same way. You may think, how come, what is going on here? That hen is only sitting just by the body heat of the hen, the egg is becoming chicken. Because no surgery is done and nothing goes inside. It's only sitting. Same way, it is just sitting. It's only the presence, the Shaktipada, makes the individual soul into cosmic soul.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained Shaktipada, how individual soul becomes cosmic soul. And let's listen to initiation.
You see, let me explain the initiation. Initiation is the process beyond your intellectual understanding The transmission of lamp happens. Now, you understood something intellectually. There is something which is not understood, which can't be transmitted through the words. That is transmitted. That's what we call initiation. Sometimes I tell people that unless you are initiated, the techniques do not create the result. The reason is you do not grasp completely whatever is expressed through words. Initiation is like it just transmits whatever need to be transmitted beyond logic and beyond words. People ask me, why to wear this bracelet or this mala and all those things. This all will remind you. Why bracelet in the hand? It will remind you, before eating, did you meditate? It's a constant reminder. Before eating, let you be reminded, did you do the meditation? That is why this bracelet. That is why this mala. That is why this external things. Sometimes these external things does a big job of reminding you constantly. That is why take the help of external things also, nothing wrong. People ask me, why we can just be spiritual without having external things? If you can, really you are welcome. But I don't think anybody who speaks in that way is successful. I've never seen people becoming successful, avoiding the external things, just having internal things. And it is just a nice way of escaping from yourself.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained initiation. Let's listen to be unclutched. What is to be unclutched?
The thoughts, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Because the gap between two thoughts is too small. The neutral space between the two thoughts is too small. You think all the thoughts are connected and it is in the shape form. It is not. By your very nature, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Between every thought, you experience a neutral space. When you change the gear, whether you go from neutral to 1 or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 or 4 to whatever gears you may change, but every time you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to the next gear. Even if you want to go from 2 to 3, you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to 3. Same way, between every thought, you experience a neutral space. You experience a neutral space between every thought. Between every thought. That neutral space, that silence is what I call peace or bliss. The peace which exists, the bliss which exists already in you, between every thought, the gap of the thought, the gap between the thoughts, that neutral space is the peace, is the bliss. When you understand you are unconnected, independent, illogical, and unclutched, by your very nature, you will start experiencing the neutral space in you, neutral space which exists in you. You will start living from moment to moment in spontaneity. We need to understand one more thing. This technique of being unclutched, it does miracles in your being. In the body level, or in the mental level, or in the being level. In every level, when you understand the truth, By your very nature, you are unclutched. The tremendous quantum transformation. You take a quantum jump. The transformation happens in quantum, not step by step. Just one jump. You take a quantum jump and experience the truth awakening in you.
The oneness space is the most beautiful space that Bhagavan himself is explaining how we are ferocious. Beyond the tiredness and boredom, we can experience the space of oneness and be unclutched.
Oneness is not imagination. Oneness is not visualization. Oneness is not even just declaration. It is your existence. An idea which is you is oneness. The idea which has become part of your very space, which does not tire you or bore you by the passage of the time, is oneness. Mahadeva says in the Agama, Sadashiva beautifully explains in the Agama, Kala, Yama cannot tire you or bring boredom to you if something becomes your space. Devi achieved the blissful state and union with Mahadeva on Shivaratri day because her space became oneness. Anything which brings tiredness or boredom has not yet become your space. If living in this body brings you tiredness and boredom, you are not going to be living in this body forever. When that becomes too much, you are going to drop it and move ahead. If you want to be in oneness forever, it should become part of your space, means you should become ferocious with you and break this very tiredness and boredom. Only when you deal you with the ferociousness, you break the tiredness and boredom. With that ferociousness, you need to make oneness as your space. Anything stands as an imagination in the length level, visualization in the breadth level, declaration in the depth level. If you open your time with ferociousness, it just sinks into space level. With this ferociousness, the time layer in you opens, and the oneness from imagination to visualization to declaration, it becomes your space, the way of existence.
The most important, Bhagavan says, being unclutched, understanding the Shaktipada, the oneness space, and chanting the Mahavakya. The Mahavakya, the power of the Mahavakya pushes you into the higher states of consciousness. Here Bhagavan himself explains how we can experience the Shaktipada, raised higher consciousness through Mahavakya.
It's one of the very important revelation by Sadashiva. All the electronic equipments work when the electrons are made to vibrate. That happens by the light. When the electricity is supplied, the light particle vibrates, the electronic equipment starts working. Just like that, the spiritual power and the umbilical cord connection, spiritual umbilical cord connection between you and me, it works with sound particle. For example, my integrity with the cosmos, Sadashiva, Mahasadashiva, it reverberates in certain level of frequency. When you are integrated to me, you also start reverberating in the same frequency. If your integrity goes down, that is when you start connecting with me only as a manager or this organization head or your Purvashram father, mother. Your connection with me goes down to the lower level if the integrity gets reduced. I was wondering, what is the way we can bring people to the higher integrity immediately and the feeling connection, so they start manifesting the powers, they start staying in the space of Sadashivatva. Sadashiva revealed a beautiful sound. I can tell you, this is like a password. At any point, if you are not able to bring yourself to oneness, you are a little shaken, disturbed, or for some reason, you are not able to bring yourself to oneness. This is like a password. You type, whether your mind feels connected or not, the energy will start flowing in you beyond the depth dimension. You see, all mind oscillation, restlessness, all mental idea-based feeling connected or not feeling connected is only length, breadth, depth level, not in the space level. But this sound will straight infuse energy from the space level. Like for example, if the power goes off, automatically the generator will get switched on and the power supply will be going on. So end result will not be lost. Whether government power supply or the generator power supply, end result will not be stopped. So whenever you feel little that oneness is, you are not catching it, just feed this password. Immediately the oneness will open up and you will start manifesting the powers, energy, and the whole space will shift. It is directly from Sadashiva. It's a beautiful sound. I don't even want to say it's a mantra. It is not even a mantra because there is no meaning in it. You can't derive a meaning for it. It just flashed like a password for all the initiations I am giving. One single password for all the initiations I am giving. And the initiations I gave, I am giving, I will be giving for all that. This is like one password. Don't even repeat like a mantra. Just feed like a password and it will just open up. Your whole being will open up. Listen carefully. It starts with the vibration Om. Listen and then repeat. Om. Very deep. Om. Nithyananda. Nithyananda. Maha Sadashivoham.
So Bhagavan gave beautiful explanation of how you can be in Shaktipada. Visualize Paramashiva who has come down as Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam from Kailasha. Remembering Paramashiva in your third eye. Again and again, bringing your awareness to your third eye simply makes you manifest powers. Absolute unclutching. How Bhagavan said, the neutral zone, nothing ever touches the screen. Like same way, the movie does not touch the screen, whether it is happening in ferocious or any soft, beautiful, nothing touches the screen. Be unclutched like the screen. And to experience the state of Paramashiva, your inner space being completely unclutched. Complete completion to experience the space of Paramashiva. Inside us, the complete completion happens when we are in tune with Paramashiva, that everything is redundant and irrelevant. The essence of completion is irrelevant. Nothing matters in your life because everything is completion. Oneness with Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, in ferocious breaking the boredom and tiredness, just being in the space of oneness with Paramashiva to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Tyaga as Paramashiva is your only strength, now declaring complete integrity with Bhagavan to experience the being of Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, chanting the Mahavakya raises your frequency, and that is your only strength to manifest any reality. Being in this beautiful space of Paramashiva, you can experience such a beautiful space, state, powers, and becoming the being of Paramashiva, manifesting whatever you want. Now, you'll be manifesting the powers, watching the oneness capsule, and chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. We'll be playing the Mahavakya and the oneness capsule for you to manifest powers. At end of the Mahavakya, you can start with the verification and sharing and causing. Thank you.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Paramashivam. Nithyananda 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 Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vanni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Verification process. No video editing on power manifestation video. Video is not stopped or restarted during the process. All videos should have a timestamp and a wide angle view. Fingers should not be touching the surface at all times and not getting lifted. No movement of the hand up or down. Please tape your hands, palms on the surface, or so the palm is not moving sideways. No mortar item or inside the coconut or objects inside the coconut for movement of the object. Authentically verify the movement of the object in your out of the hand that you experience as testimonial, and share this video with your friends and family. Thank you for participating in power manifestation and consciousness over matter.
Beautiful. We are at the end of the power manifestation, but most important part of the power manifestation. Here, we are going to share all that you have manifested with the social media groups. Here we have Sri Kailasha Kotyar Manifesting Power Groups. Thousands of people are part of that. And you can share there and you can post your powerful cognition and the videos. The link is tinyurl.com/power manifestation. It is at the left corner of the page. You can click on it and you can post your beautiful experience in the power manifestation group. Why sharing and causing is very important part of power manifestation. Bhagavan beautifully explains that sharing is pulling us out of delusion and causing is liberating us. We are the ones who need to start experiencing the higher states of reality, how we need to exist. Beautifully, Bhagavan explains when you are sharing with others the ultimate beautiful multidimensional logic, your brain rewires into the higher space of consciousness, the Turyatita state. Again and again, when you experience even a little bit, you share with the world, your experience becomes reality. Same thing when you cause others to come and get initiated for higher reality, you are caused into the higher purpose, the ultimate reality. Bhagavan says extreme power manifestation is extreme causing. So beautifully he explains how our strength is declared on Paramashiva. The power manifestation happens exactly in tune to that. And sharing with the world, continuously reiterating ourselves the experience that we had from the powerful cognition and manifesting the space of Paramashiva, the state of Paramashiva, the beings of Paramashiva, we become Paramashiva. Go on sharing and causing, which is the most important part of how you have experienced your reality. When you go to a temple, we pray and we see that beautiful experience happen in us, and then share with the world that how amazing the temple experience has manifested as your reality. Same way, when you manifest powers, when you share with the world, it becomes more and more the depth cognition of you, and you will be experiencing more powers. Even if you're manifested very small, it does not matter the quantity. Bhagavan says the quality is important. If it is authentic, please go ahead and share with the world. Do not doubt, have self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred come and block anything. Experience the ultimate in deep seeking and gratitude. Bhagavan manifest in you with a deep prayer, that asking Bhagavan to make this reality as your existential reality. With that, let's end with the Purna Mantra, thanking Bhagavan for all these great experience. We have come to the end of the Power Manifestation course, and we end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamadashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Padaka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you for participating in the Jnana Paddhati, Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati course. Please go ahead and select more power manifestation and every day experience the ultimate reality for yourself. Nithyananda.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham